my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today I'm talking about my favorite glowy cheek products, the best cheek products at the drugstore for dry skin. I am going to be sharing my top 2 favorite bronzers, my 2 favorite blushes, my 2 favorite single highlighters, and then I'm also throwing in my favorite glowy cheek palette from the drugstore. When I say these are glowy products, they are not all super shimmery in your face, like metallic type of glow. Some of them are more of a soft, radiant type of finish. All of these cheek products just add a little bit of that extra radiance that I need for my dry skin, and these are some of my favorite cheek products, not just at the drugstore, but of all time. I'm not including any ColourPop products in this video, even though they are a drugstore price point and you can find them inside of some Ulta stores. I'm really sticking with stuff that you could go to Target or Walgreens, CVS, and find those in an actual drugstore. So that's why there's no ColourPop here. If you want to see a favorite ColourPop cheek products video, that would be really fun too. So let me know in the comments if you would like to see that. But as for this drugstore video, I'm not including ColourPop. That doesn't mean that I don't like them. I'm just sticking to true drugstore products for today anyway. Let's start with bronzer. When I'm putting my makeup on, I usually do bronzer, then blush, then highlighter. So I'm gonna go in that order for this video. And I feel like everyone sees this one coming. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I love this product. This is one of those makeup products that truly deserves all the hype it has gotten, especially now that they've released more shades. It's not just the one bronzer shade. There's lighter and deeper, warmer options as well. I actually use the light bronzer shade, and that tends to work for me year round. I love everything about this. The packaging is super cute. I will say that my clasp broke like almost immediately after getting this, so it doesn't lock shut anymore. This bronzer does come with this weird applicator. As you can see, I've never taken mine out, and I've had this bronzer for a hot minute. Probably some improvements that could be made there. I don't think that applicator really is something that I would use. And while I like the packaging style, mine definitely did not hold up to very much use. But this smells amazing. It smells like summer. It looks so beautiful on the skin. It just has like a satiny radiance. It's not glowy, it's not metallic, but it's definitely not flat matte either, and it's just perfect for my dry skin. It blends so beautifully over the skin. It layers up nicely. Butter bronzer is absolutely worthy of being on this list. If you have dry skin, this is a bronzer you absolutely need to try. This is a more recent addition to my collection, but this is quickly becoming one of my favorite bronzers. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer. I've been using the shade Sunset Striptease. There are a few different shades of this. I've also used the one called, I think it's called Ticket to Brazil. My poor label's all messed up. That's how you know. When I really like something, it gets banged up because I use it and I travel with it all the time. This one is less expensive than the butter bronzer, and this one's also unscented. So if you're not looking to shell out, I think it's like 14 bucks for the butter bronzer, or if you do not like fragranced makeup, this is the alternative. I would highly recommend this. I've seen kind of mixed reviews on this, and I'm surprised there are a lot of people that don't like it because I love this bronzer. It's the same idea here. It's just soft and silky. It definitely gives me a really naturally sun-kissed type of glow. It layers well, it blends well. If for some reason you're not into the butter bronzer, I would highly recommend this Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer. Here's a quick little swatch for you just in case you wanted to see these on the skin. This is the butter bronzer, and I'm wearing this on my face today. And then this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Sunset Striptease. Now let's talk about some blush options. This is another one that is just like a classic for a reason. These are the Milani Cosmetics baked blushes. This lighter peachy color is called Luminoso. This is probably their most well-known blush. They have a lot of beautiful shades. This one is my favorite. This is actually the blush that I'm wearing today. It's Bellissimo Bronze, but honestly, you really can't go wrong. I think all of their baked blushes are really, really beautiful. These blushes have been a staple drugstore product in the beauty community, especially on YouTube for a really long time. You still hear people talking about using Luminoso in particular, and I think that really says something because products cycle through really quickly in the beauty community, so when something sticks around for several years like these blushes, that means that there's really something to this product. Another Wet n Wild Color Icon product. This is the Color Icon Blush. There will be a third Wet n Wild product in the highlighter category. Wet n Wild is really putting out some amazing formulas at a great price point. This blush is the first Wet n Wild cheek product that I ever really fell in love with. This is the shade Rosé Champagne. It is my favorite. I've tried a couple other ones, but this is the one that I just keep going back to, I use and love. It's a very neutral, nudie type of blush, and I think this kind of color is difficult to find at the drugstore. So the combination of this slightly glowy formula, it's not too pigmented that you go overboard, but it definitely shows up and adds a flush to the cheeks. It's just perfect. This is one of my favorite blushes. You'll be able to tell when you see the close-up. I've used this one quite a bit, and I always enjoy it. Here are the swatches for those blushes. These two are the Milani Baked blushes. This is Luminoso, and this is Bellissimo Bronze. And this is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Rosé Champagne. I warned you there would be more Wet n Wild, and here we are. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Precious Petals. I really feel that this Mega Glow formula performs right alongside really high-end highlighters that I have that I've paid $30 a piece for. They have released more and more shades of these over the years, so I feel like there's probably a pretty decent shade selection in this particular line. Precious Petals is my favorite. I mean, this printed powder is so gorgeous. I've been using this corner for like the past year, trying not to mess up this flower. Eventually I'm gonna have to mess it up, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, okay? I am actually wearing this highlighter today mixed with the other highlighter I'm about to talk about. I actually applied this one because the other one was really metallic, and this just has that soft, glowy, like candlelight type of glow to it. It's not too in your face, but it's definitely there. It's just the perfect balance, perfect amount of sheen. This is the perfect shade for me. There's just absolutely nothing wrong with this highlighter. I feel like this got a little bit of hype, but nowhere near the like butter bronzer, Milani Luminoso amount of hype. And this definitely deserves to be up there in the most cult favorite, best drugstore products of all time. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen, guys. The other highlighter I want to talk about is this one from Koki Cosmetics. I mentioned these in a previous video. I think it was a favorites video a couple months back. I have not heard a single soul talk about these, and this is such a cool highlighting product. These are the Soft Glow highlighters. I've been using the shade called Gleaming, and this has a very bouncy texture. It's similar to the ColourPop Super Shock products. I just like to apply this with my fingers, but you could definitely use a sponge or a brush too if you wanted to tone down the intensity a little bit. I like to take this highlighter with my finger and put it right at the very high points, like the most intense part of my highlighter, and then go back with another highlighter, like today, the Precious Petals highlighter from Wet n Wild, and kind of sweep all over the area and sort of soften as I go out so that you get that like pinpoint high highlight right here, like the very metallic point, but you still get like an all over soft glow without being like a metallic stripe. Hopefully that makes sense. That's how I like to use this product. It is very beautiful. It looks beautiful as an eyeshadow. I like to take a little bit on my pinky finger and apply it to my inner corners. This is a really cool product, cool texture. I like the packaging. It's very sturdy and secures that moisture inside the product here, and I just haven't heard anybody mention these, and I think these are really cool. This is the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighter, and this is the Koki Soft Glow in the shade Gleaming. This last product that I want to talk about is my favorite glow palette from the drugstore. I use this for both blush and highlighter. I could probably use it for eyeshadow too. I feel this is such an underrated product. This is a limited edition palette, so I feel like if I'm going to mention it, I really need to talk about it now. This is the Love Shook palette from Sleek Makeup. I got mine from Ulta and I raved about it in that haul video and I've been loving it ever since. There's a little spot for a brush that goes over here. I just don't use that little brush, so mine's missing. The only shade that I don't get a ton of use out of is this kind of duochrome purpley shade. I feel like a lot of people would love that. If I was going to use it, I would use it on my eyes and not on my face. But these three other shades are just so gorgeous. I'll use this medium pink shade as an all over cheek color, so it kind of acts as both my blush and highlighter. The paler pink shade I'll use as a highlighter or as a blush topper. And then this deeper red shade, I usually mix these two together and use this as like the blush and highlight, or just mix the both of them together on the same brush and just use that as an all over cheek color. I love this palette. I love the shades in here. I love the formula. It's so gorgeous and smooth. It's like buttered metal just going straight on your face. I know that actually does not sound like a very enticing description, but if you know, you know. If you like a glowy cheek, then you know what I mean. A couple of years ago, there was a sleek highlighter palette that everybody was going nuts for a while. I think it was the Solstice palette, and that one was really nice. The highlighters were really pretty, but there were some cream products in there. I really don't prefer my cream and powder products to be in the same palette. It just gets messy and everything gets messed up together. I don't know. That's not really my favorite. Plus, those were all definitely just highlighter shades. I feel like this one has a lot more versatility because I can use these shades for blush or highlighter or eyeshadow. I mean, you can use anything for eyeshadow, right? Just the variation in here is so much more useful to me. I'm really surprised that more people didn't talk about this and go crazy for it because it is such a good palette. Like I said, this one's limited edition. If you come across one, I definitely do recommend it. Even the packaging's nice, the mirror is really nice. This gold shiny packaging gets a lot of fingerprints. As you can see, it gets pretty gnarly, but you can just, you know, just wipe it off and you're fine. So it does get a little bit messy, but it's not as bad as like the NARS palettes with that soft touch matte that you can never get the fingerprints off of. So I won't dock them any points for the packaging here. Here are the swatches of this sleek Love Shook palette. Oh, this is so pretty. Those are my favorite glowy cheek products from the drugstore. I would love to hear what your favorites are. Do you have any recommendations? Any favorites that I missed that you think should be on this list? Leave a comment, let us know. I love taking your recommendations. I purchase a lot of things based on your recommendations and you guys never steer me wrong. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye! It's fine. Bronzerinos. Bronzer. What? I didn't even check to see if they're still making all these products. Oops, sorry. Got distracted by Instagram. Story of my life. And this is probably... Dang it. Okay, I'm gonna swatch it. Jeez, calm down. Like nobody even said anything to you. It's fine, Amanda. Relax. How is this so pretty? Oh yeah, just look at that sheen. So pretty. I love a little sheen on the cheeks. Or a lot of sheen on the cheeks. Either way, I'm happy. Hello. That was creepy. Sorry. Available. Dang it. Available. Is this still available? No. No, it's not. Oh, look at my glowy cheeks. Oh, yes. I just want to be solid glow from like here to here. Or just everywhere, actually. Maybe I would be a better YouTuber if I checked. I'll check. Let's see if it's still available. Okay, let's try. I don't know what just happened, but here we are. My camera shut off and it was just like, I'm shut off now. Like, okay. But can you not? Anyway. Oh my goodness. So many text messages. How come when I'm just like not filming, I'm just silence? But then as soon as I turn my camera on, it's like Suddenly people have interest in contacting you. That sounded way more sad. That sounded way more sad than I meant it to be. Luminoso. Just zoom in on that glow. Zoom right in on it. Look at that glow. Yes. Oh, glowy cheek is a thing of beauty. Ugh. You've lost your marbles. Turn off the camera now.